Yeah, okay.
I can bump into her at the grocery store. She wouldn't know I was in my class. So you want to take a class? Because it's important. Urban plan. Yes. My assignment this week is to take a plot of land right here.
Good evening, church. The Lord be with you.
Also with you.
Also with you.
Come to us this night, O God.
Come to us with light.
Speak to us this night, O God.
Speak to us in your truth.
Dwell with us this night, O God.
Dwell with us in love.
We gather here in your presence, God.
In our need and bringing with us the needs of the world.
We come to you, for you come to us in Jesus.
And you know by experience what human life is like.
We come with our faith and with our doubts.
We come with our hopes and with our fears.
We come as we are because you invite us to come.
And you have promised never to turn us away.
Please join me in a spirit of prayer. Spirit of truth and judgment, who alone can cast out the powers that grip our world at the point of crisis, give us your discernment that we may accurately name what is wrong and know the way that leads to peace. God of all creation, who has come to us in Jesus, lead us in your way of love and fill us with your spirit. Choose us to bring good news to the poor, to proclaim liberty to the captives, to bring sight to the blind and set free the oppressed. So shall your new creation come and your will be done. Through Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yo, cool. All my wait. Sean made me wait. Since you bring up.
All right, I think we're just going to go with Amazing Grace tonight. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. And now over to Susan for tonight's reflection.
Hello, everybody. Tonight's reading is Mark 4:35 through 41, the New International Version. Jesus calms the storm. That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let's go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. And Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. And he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Now, we've read this passage many times, and each time we read it, I ask myself, what is my strength? Is my faith stronger than it was the last time we read this? Thinking about, when Jesus was on the earth, he suffered a lot. We know that, but his faith never wavered. And I think about how many times I've had a situation come up and I've finally said to myself, I need to give this to God. And when I think about that, just before I give something over to God, I realize that my faith was not as strong as it should be. Because if it was, I wouldn't have to say to myself, I need to give this to God. I would remember that he already has it. So reading passages time and time like this one again and again, it reminds us that practicing and strengthening our faith is key. And also remembering that we will be tested many times. And each time that we're tested, we can take comfort in our faith and knowing that he's already got this. Amen.
Amen. Amen indeed. Thank you, Susan. So we are at our intercessory prayer time. And Sheila, would you start us off? It's good to see you, not in a hospital bed.
Yeah, I'm in Mom's room in the Marion Manor.
Great.
Prayers for Mom and myself at the Manor, all the residents and all the workers, that we may find joy, peace, love, and respect for one another. And special prayers for all our animals that love and depend on us, and especially Oreo, who I miss lots. Also prayers too tonight. First for compulsive gambling, and also the COVID, because it's back here at the Manor too. Also for my son Scott and my family, and prayers. They're talking about sending me home on Monday, so that's a good thing. And prayers for all families. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Susan, and then Holly.
I would like to offer Shirley up in prayer. She is in the hospital. They haven't confirmed it yet, but they're pretty sure that she has COVID. And I spoke to her and she sounded very tired and winded, and still coughing a lot. And, I'm concerned about that, but I take solace in the fact that she's in the hospital and being taken care of.
For Shirley. Holly.
Yeah, I'll offer up my usual prayers for Arlene and Adam, Russell, Josephine and Louise, Martha, all those in abusive relationships, churches in transition, all affected by climate change, and all who are grieving.
Lauren.
I'd also like to lift up Shirley and all the little cluster of church folks that have COVID, and just prayers for us to enjoy our weekend and just feel peaceful, and prayers for no anxiety. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Burns.
Yeah, I'll request traveling mercies in some. Some of you remember, maybe some of you remember Audrey, who worked with us long ago. She is a pastor in South Carolina. I am going to her church tomorrow and preaching there Sunday. And then I'm going to another thing to teach on Monday. in North Carolina. But so traveling, and I love the reunion with former folk. But I'm going to ask a prayer on Sunday worship here at Fourth, because a lot of people are filling in because I'm not here and covering for COVID sickness and all that. So it's a lot of moving parts. Just cover all that, dear God.
Amen. I'd like to offer up a prayer for Becky, who is back at Brigham and Women's, and things have gotten difficult and a little dicey for her and for everyone. Burns.
I thought of another one. I caught up with Ken Shallow today, who was installing 2 new furnaces for us. That's what Kenny does. But it's easy for us to forget. He's doing an incredible thing. He is the primary guardian for his granddaughter, Ari. That's a big deal. And she's doing well, and and he's adjusting, and I just don't want us, he's a quiet guy, but I don't want to forget. That's an incredible thing he's doing. This girl has lost her mother and her dad is not involved, but Kenny is involved. I just want to pray for that.
Thank you, Burns. Friends, any other prayers before we gather our hearts? Thank you. Let's join in a spirit of prayer. Good and gracious God, on this Friday night, where we are gathered here together, 2 or 3, there are 9 of us, who lean into our evening time together, noticing who is here and who isn't, reminding the group of people who need our prayers and our thoughts. And we come to this place because we've been here before, and before and before again. And it is in showing up when we can that has built this community for 2.5 years. And it has shifted and changed and has met our needs in so many different ways. And God, those are ways that you have made possible. And we are grateful for this time. We lift up specifically tonight Shirley and her safety and well-being in the hospital. She is deeply loved by Fourth and the spider web of community people that are connected to her and everyone. May she feel your love and your healing touch. For all of the Fourth community who is wrestling with COVID, God, I ask tonight your special blessing. And in particular, for the anxiety that comes with getting sick. It brings some measure of trauma and fear and anxiety that once again we're here. It's a repeat loop we'd so like to jump off of. So God, I ask on behalf of everyone for your love, your assurance, and your holding in the palm of your hand your beloved people here and on Dorchester Street. We specifically also lift up Fourth for Sunday and all of the moving parts that will create successfully a worship service, because it's dedicated to you and your service in all of our lives. Pastor Burns will be traveling. We ask for your traveling mercies for him on a plane, in a church, in a teaching environment, spreading your word, your love, your grace, the power of the message of Jesus and the way of being open to all of your people. Bless him, bless everything that he says, the people that he meets, especially reconnecting with Audrey. And tonight, we lift up the very special guardianship that Kent Shallow is living quietly with deep faith and grace, we know, and with a heart full of love that pours out because his heart is broken. And yet, God, you heal broken hearts. You make the way for each of us to see your light, to see the love in the people around us, to settle into the safety of trust and assurance that you are indeed with us this day and every day of our lives. We offer up our familiar prayers. We lift up Michelle and Joe and Jen and Deb and our brothers and sisters who are in our hearts and in our minds, who always need our prayers and we always need theirs. Thank you for the assurance of this faith that we are boldly living into with your grace and love. Amen. O Trinity of love, you have been with us at the world's beginning.
Be with us till the world's end.
You have been with us at our life's shaping.
Be with us at our life's end.
You have been with us at the sun's rising.
Be with us till the day's end.
We join our voices in the Lord's Prayer, saying, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory now and forevermore. Amen.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home.
And now, my friends, on this evening that comes to us, as the light dims, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord look upon you with a face filled with love. May his nose come right to yours and eyelashes flutter in adoration and great joy that you are here. And may God's peace surround you tonight and every night of your life. Amen. And the church says together, Alleluia.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
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 And the peace